because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all.
Is there a connection between Google and Cern? Here you can see the Cern logo and the cryptic 666. When you look at the Google Chrome logo, you will notice the same 666. When looking at both logos side by side, you can see the very similar characteristics. You may ask, what is so important about this? Someone has discovered something that is capable of changing these things. But here's the thing. When you take a look at all of the changes, you will realize that it is all selective changing. All of the most famous movie lines, products and children programs we grew up with and collectively remember are very selective. That clearly indicates that there is human activity involved in these changes, and puts a lot of theories to rest. This does not necessarily mean that Cern and Google are playing a major role in this, but there is a lot of suspicious connections that point to them. Also, we don't know if the intentions are harmless discoveries that they want classified or if there is a much more sinister plan. Let's suppose this is all true. Look at how Google would be valuable in this. Cern played a major role in the birth of the World Wide Web in 1989. Google was introduced in 1998. Not long before the masses began to flock to the Internet. In November 2006, Google purchased YouTube for $1.65 billion to add to their complete monopolization of the Internet. So you see how easy it would be for the ones responsible to cover these changes up and completely erase them from history. This is what would make Google a valuable asset to them. Along with the help of the D-Wave computer to scan the entire Internet. All of the references are being covered up, but the system is not perfect and some are not being found. This is why we still see the residue. Once enough time passes, they have successfully rewrote history.
You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. You know something? They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked.
You can see that just last week, Google was caught manipulating their search engine. And that is not the first time. They have quite a history of doing this. In June 2012, CNET.com had this article. Google sees alarming level of government censorship. When looking at the statistics, you can see the number of removal requests between 2009 to 2015 on a steady rise. For each request, there is often multiple items. And for the case of mid-2010 it is a shocking amount. There is over 140,000, which is an average of 150 per request. With that being said, it is quite clear that if there was a group of corrupt individuals in high places, that it would not be too difficult to remove most references from the Internet, especially with the help of the quantum computer, which both Google and Cern are said to own multiples.
Did you ever have the feeling you was being watched?
If you are signed into any of Google's platforms, and you have used your real personal information at any time, your privacy is being violated to about the highest degree. Imagine if you had a video camera following you around for the rest of your life, with the exception of certain private moments. You may probably think that is invasion of your privacy. What Google is doing is far more worse. The video camera can only pick up your actions and maybe get an idea of what your interests are. But when you are being watched on Google, they are able to see what's going on in your minds and what type of person you are, every time you share your thoughts. The information is saved in your own personal database that can be accessed at any time. There will be 4 links in the description that will show a few examples of what information they have gotten from you recently. Dropbox, Microsoft, Apple, Yahoo, Facebook, Skype, and some others, all do pretty much the same thing: read user data and grant government access to it. Do you use Gmail? They have every message you have ever sent or received. Google Search and YouTube. They have record of every search you have ever made, and videos you watched. Google Hangout. They know the contents of every text, voice, and video chat you are involved with. Google Calendar. Every entry you have ever made is in the database. Google Photos and Maps. They have those too. You can also find this spy feature in your cars and phones, and they can GPS track your exact location. Don't forget Indoor Street View, with cameras inside of businesses. How long before they have them pointed in your homes? Big Brother is Google. Big Brother is here now. Consider, if all of your personal information got into the wrong hands. Do you want your privacy being violated like this? There are several solutions to secure your privacy if you seek them. I'm going to leave you with this short clip. You can find the link to the full video in the description, along with another video on this topic.
We can turn the camera on in your browser.
Wow.
And while this is evident to you right here because we've designed it that way, this is something that we can do invisibly and actually have the camera running behind the web page that you're looking at.
So what this means is I could be sitting here watching TV from my bedroom, and you could be anywhere in the world looking at this image of me watching.
Yep, I could be sitting on a laptop in a cafe in Paris, and as long as I have a network connection, I'd be able to get into your TV and access the camera.
The kind of scary things about it is that it doesn't actually give any indication that the camera's on, and there is no little LED that shows up when the camera's on. So it could actually be watching you and you never even know.